Hello YouTube, we've got an exclusive here. We've been recording a couple of these today, so hopefully you've enjoyed the ones that we've got out there over the next few days as they go up to YouTube. Today we're going to go ahead and hit up though red-black Kroxa Skelemental, but with our impacts to historic that we've done, which you might have seen in a video previously. We're going to tune it to be an aggro red-black Kroxa Skelemental in modern. Red-black Kroxa Kitty Skelemental here in modern. Now you'll notice that we have a little bit too many cards here. We're going to actually make a few changes, and just to give you something brand new, something different, and something I've been thinking about since we played Historic. So currently we have a very big value engine here with Luris, the Dream Den, and Mishra's Bauble. We did this after the companion meta where we figured, hey, let's play more Luris than the one in the companion slot. Doing this has proven to be fairly good, but let's try something different. So because we're like value based with the Luris and the Bauble, there are times where the game could go relatively long, and in many cases we would do fine going that length of a game. We're going to change that up today. So we're going to be cutting Cake Command. We're not seeing too many artifacts, although in a previous recording today I did, so we'll just keep going here with that. We're going to cut Bauble here. I'm going to go with just thing after thing after thing that I want in the hand, not necessarily try to value out with Bauble. We'll see if we miss it. We're going to cut a Luris because we're doing that package, but I want to keep it as the Skelemental Kitty Kroxa list, so we will be having two main board. And I'm also going to cut a Fatal Push. It's actually going to be put to the sideboard. What are we bringing in? Well, when we take those out, we get to our 60 cards. If you watch the historic list, you'll be familiar with Dreadhorde Butcher. Dreadhorde Butcher is a haste, 1/1, nothing too special. However, every time it gets in, it gains a counter. And as it gets counters, it gets bigger and bigger. What's nice about this, though, is that when it dies, it does damage to any target. Now, this could be a player, it could be a creature, it could be anything. This trades with a 1/1, it trades up to 2/2, and so on and so forth. We see a lot of control matchups where we could just press in with a little more damage and we'd be fine because we hit with one Skelemental and kind of hinder them. And so with that, let's see if we can add this. The other things added are two other Claim to Fames. Now this will be kind of interesting because Claim to Fame is intriguing that we already have Unearth. And so Claim only really gets Dreadhorde Arcanist, Kroxa, or the Dreadhorde Butcher back. But what I was noticing is that if we have a Dreadhorde Arcanist, our opponent's tapped out, maybe did a Wrath effect or other play during their turn, it would be great to actually animate this and attack on the same turn. The only creature really doing that was Thunderkin Awakener and Skelemental. So the idea here is that Claim to Fame could be actually that Unearth that potentially could haste up something. Finally, although there was no FLING in the historic list, we've opted to add FLING here, and as you can tell, we are going to bash in. Now, FLING's kind of interesting because it's 2 mana versus the Village Rite, so we'll see how well that plays. But FLING is kind of interesting in that we don't have to completely build it up on Dreadhorde Butcher, and if we have 4 mana, we might be just doing Kroxa, perhaps they're empty-handed, 3 damage, plus FLING for 9 total damage without it even attacking. We'll see how this plays. It's very aggressive. Sideboard-wise, we've added 2 Eidolons, the Fatal Push has been moved, and the Dreadhorde Butcher. We got rid of a Terminate, we got rid of an Ashiok, we got rid of 2 Engineered Explosives. This is red-black Kroxa Skelemental Kitty, the aggro FLING in modern. All right, we've lowered the curve ever so slightly. Well, not entirely. We've actually perhaps increased it because we don't have Mishra's Bauble, but we're going to see how it plays. Luris, going to get things back. Claim to Fame, Unearth are going to get things back, and we're going to throw things at my opponent's face. Let's get into our match. Match 1 here. It's time for a refresh. Will it be good or will it not? Not so sure. 1 land though is not the place to start. 2 Claim to Fames. The deck wants us to play these cards. but we need a better hand than this. Mulligan. Oh my gosh, look at all these lands. Sure. I don't particularly like having this many lands, but we'll give it a shot here. We'll play Polluted Delta. Maybe we get to remove something. Kroxa. We got a couple fetch lands. Didn't keep the third fetch land because I want to put just the cliffs into play so I don't accidentally draw it in the future. And already we're being taunted by Bauble not being in our list. We'll see which Bauble or Bauble list works. This does, to me, feel like Grixis Death Shadow, and it looks like that might be the case. Thoughtseize here probably takes Fatal Push or Kroxa here. We'll be a little ways away from getting this Kroxa into play. But if it is a Death Shadow list, some damage might be coming my opponent's way. Alright, Polluted Delta, crack this for a Blood Crypt here, and pass the turn to me. Bauble trigger for my opponent, drawing a card. We have a Skelemental off the top that they are unaware of due to my shuffle effect when I did that before the Bauble trigger draw and before my draw. Kroxa here might be 3 damage, might help our opponent. This could be very interesting because Skelemental might just bash my opponent in and they might just swing back with a massive Death Shadow. We could be setting ourselves up for failure. What do they want to get rid of? Got that 1 land in hand. They've got 2 Death Shadows. They want to play that, but they're afraid to. I don't know what they're doing. Fatal Push has been ditched here. No damage taken from my opponent. Alright. They generally know what's in our hand. I'm somewhat hoping that they don't touch the hand again, so I get a Skelemental in. Polluted Delta fetching. Blood Crypt, perhaps? Nope. Watery Grave. Shocks it in. Death Shadow number 1. No follow-up Death Shadow. Okay. I have the ability to play a Seasoned Pyromancer and get a creature. This prevents them from getting anything else. It fills the graveyard too. I kind of like that. I kind of like that instead of pressing the Skelemental in because this 1/1 is, it's manageable. But we'll see. We'll see. It's manageable, but we'll see. Couple Unearths. Skelemental could be lethal. You never know. You never know. Alright, we pick up a Fatal Push. This is nice. We can get rid of the Death Shadow, perhaps in our future. Looks like we have a Dismember. We're not going to be getting rid of Death Shadow anytime soon. They have to pay for it and then tap for the colorless mana. And they do so, and Seasoned Pyromancer hits the bin. So we have a 5/5 here. This makes the Fatal Push a little bit awkward because a Stubborn Denial takes it out completely here. We'll see, though. We'll see. I think I have to let this come through here for a lot of damage. I don't think I can chump block. Perhaps I should. Alright, I'll chump block. This way they don't fetch, shock, and hit me for an additional 3 damage. Okay, we have a Kroxa here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's tempting to play the Kroxa from the yard here. I don't see a reason not to, quite honestly. We'll leave we'll leave Seasoned Pyromancer. A Kroxa 6/6 is a great blocker here. Not to mention with this Kroxa, we could completely get rid of their hand here. They might fetch shock, and I might just have to let it go and hope the Temur Battle Rage is not one of their final couple cards here. They're at 6. Or sorry, 5. They're at 4. It's not going to matter if it's a Temur Battle Rage. Oh, no red mana. No red mana. Snapcaster. What are we going to do? Dismember here? Snapcaster Fatal Push. Okay. Oh, we're so close. They're at 4. Here we go. Would we get that Kroxa fling? Whew. Opponent hits us for 11. We have to somehow find 1 point of damage probably here. Well, there's an Inquisition. So I can Inquisition, clear the hand. I'm going to be able to Fatal Push this. Stubborn Denials. Clear the hand of the final card. Maybe I'm not clearing the hand of the final card. Drown in the Locks. And we'll just go ahead and Fatal Push the Death Shadow. A land off the top gives me Seasoned Pyromancer. A fetch land gives me Kroxa out of the yard. I'm going to 5. Ooh, buddy. Oh, a Bolt. A Bolt. I think I just passed the turn here and Bolt. I think I'm going to Bolt upstairs. Oh, man. Bolt upstairs. Kroxa. Create a blocker. Am I supposed to Bolt this? Maybe I'm supposed to Bolt this. This seems safer to do. I'm going to let it through. I'm going to let it through. I don't want to live safe. We're at 3. Gonna throw Bolt upstairs. What's nice here is if they have another Drown in the Lock, it doesn't kill the Kroxa. They're at 1. I can unearth. I sort of want to unearth and hit my land for the Kroxa. Well, I'm going to play Kroxa here. 4, 5. If I unearth Seasoned Pyromancer, I dig a little bit deeper if they have a Stubborn Denial. They can Dismember right now. I'm gonna unearth Seasoned Pyromancer here. I think this is the smarter play here. Stubborn Denial doesn't counter this. Drown the Lock will. I'm gonna go with my gut here though. Unearth, draw some cards. Have a good time, right? Have a good time. Oh, don't leave me in suspense, opponent. I'm at 3. This doesn't kill me. Okay. I didn't hit, but I got a Thunderkin Awakener for the win. I think we go for it, right? Yeah. Yeah, we go for this. We get the little hasty one in. Do you have a removal spell? Or does the hasty one get in for 1? Fatal Push they do have. Okay. I feel safe here with the last card. The Thought Scour, they draw. They have 2 cards. Can they beat me with 2 cards? It'd have to be a basic, I think. This is an easy block. I don't see any reason not to block here. I don't want to go to 1. Death Shadow. I just play Kroxa, right? I just play Kroxa here. I'm pretty confident that's what I do here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get rid of the other Kroxa. Clears the hand. The only card that beats me here is Drown the Lock. What do they pitch? Oh, dude. They cling. They clinged me. They clinged me. Okay. I have a Kroxa that's here. He's chilling. He's a good blocker. They can't escape this, so I'm blocking. If I don't block, I die. Okay. Going again, apparently. Oh my gosh. We have the claim. We're going to Inquisition them and claim. The land. Let me double check. Attack. Each opponent discards a card. Each opponent who didn't discard a non-land. Right? Yeah. Right? Gosh. I hate this. You know what? To avoid confusion, we're giving the W to the Thunderkin. I really hate the wording on that card. The double negative is confusing. By the way, here's that whole claim. Get to fame it immediately. We did it. Woo! Alright, a pair of Terminates here. Kalitas can come in for this one. Eidolons are good here, and Fatal Push. I actually like the Butcher in this one as well. Let's take out, to me, as much as I'd like to, I'm wondering if Fling is going to be dangerous or not. Might want to leave it in here. I could see Luris not being very good in this one. I can see a Singleton Unearth, possibly. I think Dreadhorde Arcanist could come out as a pair. One Season Pyromancer as well. And that brings in most of this. And just do one Terminate and one Fling out, and we'll have one Fling as an option. Because remember, we could fling a Dreadhorde Butcher as well, and even if my opponent goes, okay, that's fine, I'll counter, they're still going to take some damage. So we'll sideboard like this to be a little bit even more aggressive. And I'll keep this opening hand. Bolt, Skelemental, Kroxa. Looks good. By the way, the non-Bobble deck wins 1-0 so far. Bobble led for our opponent, Scalding Tarn here. Pretty similar start to the last one. Watery Grave is shocked in and follows with a Street Wraith and Thoughtseize. Nothing. Okay, Bobble. Inquisition here. I think this is okay to just lead with an Inquisition. I don't see anything wrong with this. If this gets Stubborn Denial, it's one less thing to worry about in the future. Alright, we have a Cling, we have a Fatal, we have a Plague Engineer, we have a Thought Scour. The Fatal Push I kind of don't like. Cling is rough because of our Kroxa in hand. I'd like to keep that around. Maybe we just take the Cling here and we'll take a Fatal Push. Yeah. Get rid of the Cling here. My opponent can Thought Scour, fill up their graveyard a bit more, and they'll be good for that Cling whenever they can get to it. I think Cling for us, because of our interactions with our graveyard, we have just enough that I think it warrants how we've played here. Thought Scour at end step here. My opponent's got some thinking to do here. I'm hoping they use the Bloodstain Mire first. That way the Fatal Push isn't online for the Skelemental. That'll be the hope. Yes. Uh-oh. Maybe they have a Gurmag Angler or a Thoughtseize or something like that. Another Watery Grave. This is just like blue-black. Blue-black. Maybe not even Grixis. I haven't seen any red mana so far. Alright, Fish arrives. They leave a Cling and a Thought Scour. We know 3 cards here. We don't know the 4th. We might find out here soon. Nihil Spell Bomb's really good. Really good. All right. Let's go ahead and slap down a Kroxa. We'll get one of these cards out of their hand. We might be getting more of them out of their hands. All right, they discard the Watery Grave and take 3. We might be just Skelementaling and attempting to do a bolt upstairs. Now, Nile Spellbomb does trigger Fatal Push, so we might be just doing another Kroxa here and then setting ourselves up with this. It'll be a little bit harder because I fetched a basic here. It'll be super easy now that I've got another red source here. From here, because I know Plague and Fatal Push, and I know this would get eaten by one of them, I'm going to do another Kroxa here and try to encourage this Nile Spellbomb to be used sooner rather than later. I presume this is probably not taking any 3 points of damage here, but we've got 9 in hand. Plague Engineer hits the bin. There's 2 Kroxas. Getting a little interested, are we, opponent? Might bolt at end step here to encourage Nile Spellbomb to be cracked. Thought Scour. Fatal Push unknown card. In for 5. If they don't have a creature, we could get them here. We could just get them by trample damage now. All right, end step bolt. Let's put them to 4. Okay. Let's go Skelemental number 1. We know they have a Fatal Push. Spellbomb trigger here. Activate Fatal Push's Revolt and hit. We'll just have to do this one more time. I'll be really sad if this is a drown in the lock. Okay. In for 6. Fatal Push. You better crack Spellbomb first. Don't punt this, opponent. Do your Spellbomb. I believe in you. Oh, we're clinging. Oh, we decided to cling. Oh, all right. We'll go to 1. Okay. I'm kind of cool with that. Skelemental hits the bin. Spellbomb needs to be fired off here. When did they get rid of this Fatal Push? When I hit. Because I just hit. All right, we hit. Gurmag's going to come in for 5, put us to 4. We have lethal in hand. Can't be Snapcaster. Can't be Fatal Push. Can't be drown. Oh, it can be Fatal Push now. It can't be Fatal Push because Skelemental. It can't be Snapcaster. It can't be Drown in the Lock. What can it be? It can't be Dismember either. Ho ho ho. 1 win for the non-bobble list. 1-0, match 1. Kroxa, Fling, Kitty, Skelemental, Dreadhorde, in Modern. We'll see ya in the next one. Match 1 is behind us. Match 2 is queued up. We're playing a Fling, aggressive, historic inspired list. And there's a part of me that would love for this list to do well. Why? Because sometimes we get stuck in our legacy, modern, standard, whatever format's our favorite, and we forget to look beyond the format. Perfect example. We're actually playing this in our historic list, very similar. We're doing really well. So why not try it here? An aggro list seems appropriate, and that is what we have here. Let's get match 2 here. Let's find an opponent. There's the opponent. We found it. Let's go. Yeah. All right. On the draw. Let's see how it goes. Opening 7. Okay, I don't mind it. It's not explosive. Probably one of the slower hands we could actually have. Non-attacking of the hand as well. We're going to give it a shot though, because we have to see how every hand works. Until we have that knowledge, we won't know should we keep or mulligan. My gut tells me it's probably a little too slow. And now that my opponent's a Chancellor deck, which means it's my absolute favorite here, we might be in trouble. Please don't kill me here. Please don't do it. Stop. Stop. Just stop. Undo. Don't do it, opponent. Don't play Allosaurus. Pause for a turn. Oh. We dodged a bullet there. We dodged a bullet. Thoughtseize? Unearth is really far away from what we want to be doing right now. However, if I get an Arcanist down and have a Thoughtseize in hand, maybe something could happen. Maybe my opponents missed their second land drop. The answer to that is absolutely not. But they haven't played anything. Come on. Ooh, alright. I'm going to put the Arcanist down past turn. The only thing that beats a Skelemental being played next turn for me is Thoughtseize because I have the Arcanist. Being able to Thoughtseize, attack Thoughtseize is pretty good against this opponent. Game 2 and Game 3 will probably have a little bit of a better chance here. Let's see. Ho ho ho. Now, Skelemental Unearth though, we can talk about this one a little bit. We will be firing Skelemental off here probably. Ho ho ho. Yes, we will. Maybe things are turning around for us. My opponent does sort of need a critical mass of cards in their hand. So being able to do this and then back it up again will be just like back-breaking. So will this close the door rapidly on my opponent? We'll find out. In for 7, which by the way is a reasonable amount of damage. Down to 13, my opponent has to discard 2 things here. Remembering that Allosaurus will also need 2 cards, so we do need that critical mass of cards here. 2 Simian Spirit Guides hit the bin. We have 5 cards. Chancellor remains in hand. Skelemental goes away, and my opponent did not combo off last turn. Whiff. They're paying costs. Manamorphose is a redraw. Gets to look 1 deeper. Gemstone Mine. That's their 3rd land. Do they have the evolution? Oh, opponent. You can't stumble like this. It's not good for you. Play Thunderkin out. Go to combat, wake up the Skelemental, bash my opponent for 8, put them to 4, make them discard 2 more cards. Come on back, Skelemental. We need you. You are a critical element of this strategy. And we hit them down to 4. 2 more cards hit the bin. What are those 2 cards? What may they be? Chancellor and Veil of Summer. Let's go ahead and shock in here. I'm going to put a Arcanist down. Sacrifices Skelemental. Opponent has 3 cards. Allosaurus, Evolution, something else. It can't be. It just can't be. They would have gone off already. What do you top deck, opponent? Lethal on board. They're passing it back to me. Do they have a fog effect? What do they have? Oh, they're just done. They're just done. Okay, sideboard we go. So, Collective Brutalities come in here. Fulminator Mages are fine. Ashiok is okay. Terminate's okay. Eidolon, Dreadhorde Butcher. I mean, like, I just want to jam in anything that is little amounts of damage. Tiny. Fling is out. Seasoned Pyromancer is probably out. Lurrus is probably out here. Skelemental's okay. Fatal Push is out. Inquisition Thoughtseize looks good. Maybe an Unearth or two here. Maybe Dreadhorde Arcanist is slow. Maybe I don't need this many Terminates. No. Yeah. If they combo me, we're pretty dead. Claims, Fames, we can probably get rid of those. Keep in an Unearth. Keep in... Keep in a random Fling here. That could be good. Hit with a few things a couple times. What do we think about this? Ashiok's there to prevent them from searching, which they sometimes do with Summoner's Pact. It's kind of a random card, but we're hoping that works. Noting that Evolution Neoform, obviously, so this should hose them. Eidolon there in case they need a cantrip and it's extra damage. Makes their turn they go off a little bit uneasy. Dreadhorde Butcher to be aggressive. Terminate as a one-of answer to the big boy himself. Maybe I want a second one of those over a Fling. You see where I'm going with the Fling, but maybe the Fling doesn't make sense. Maybe we just bring in an extra Terminate and try this. I thought we were done. I thought they had it, and then we hit with Skelemental, and then everything was in question. Well, I have a lot of Unearths here. I actually don't like this hand. There's too many Unearth. Three of a kind. I like the Inquisition, but I don't think it wins the game. We're going to mulligan this. Look for something a little bit more brutal. No Landers doesn't play a game. We'll keep this. We're going to get rid of a Bloodstained Mire. I'm going to get rid of a Swamp here as well. Like I said, they kind of just hit us and kill us, but maybe the Terminate here will be enough to prevent something crazy from happening on turn 2. We'll see. We got to live to turn 2. No Chancellors, just a Gemstone Mine here. Looks okay. Kroxa's not a bad draw either. The question will be, do we leave up a Terminate, or do we play the Dreadhorde Butcher and try to get in damage? Opponent does have 2 lands here. Starting to think I'm going to have to lay on or lean on the Terminate here. I wish I had a turn 1 Thoughtseize. That would have helped a lot here. Alright, we're going to leave everything up. We're leaving everything up because I have a Bolt and I have a Terminate. If my opponent tries to play Gristlebrand and then draws too much, we could potentially catch them with the Lightning Bolt. It's unlikely here, but I think I can't tap out with a Butcher as much as I'd like to. Look at these cards. They all belong together. Just look at them. This guy's throwing a Flaming Ball here. This guy's all Lightning Ball. And this one, you know, it's Kroxa. All right, here we go. Allosaurus Rider in play. Evolution or other card fired off here. Evolution it is. 2 cards remain. Gristlebrand, the big one, is in play. Go 7 deep. I could have terminated there, but I think I want to see what else they've got for me. All right. Here, I want to terminate because then they only get 1 set of draws here. So we're going to take this as our picked time to go ahead and fire this off. If they have a Pact of Negation, we may lose here. If they don't, though. We haven't given them really any reason to win this game or lose this game with a Pact. But we're trying to terminate this to see if I can get this killed maybe get the Skelemental down to make them discard a lot of cards and make their next hand goofy. My opponent decides to go Gristlebrand here and draw more cards. Now this could set them up next turn as well. Most definitely. They'll probably have a land. The question is, do they run 2 Gristlebrands? Many lists do, so they're probably okay there. This next turn, though, it might be worth it to get... Well, actually, if we top deck a land, now that I'm looking at this, the Skelemental... Oh, no, they're gaining life. They're gaining life. I was like, wait, we got them. No, we don't got them. All right, back up to 21. Opponent has plenty of lands here. We're basically resetting this. I draw a land. I probably Butcher and Lightning Bolt hold it up. I know it doesn't get rid of any cards, but they can sculpt this hand fairly well here to restart their combo. A following Terminate would be nice. I don't recall if I had one of those. And now that my opponent's at 28 life, there's really very little reason for me to go at them. They discarded a whole bunch of things. Neoforms are discarded. Veil. There's a Bolt. Well, I'll hope that they get a little frisky with their next Gristlebrand, right? Land. Serum Visions. Did we not hit another evolution target? Maybe I missed an opportunity here. Wild Cantor. It's just more mana. Oh my gosh, did I miss an opportunity to get this guy down? If they didn't go there, I think I need to get it down here, right? Actually, I like this. It's just 2-moded here, reveal and kill. And I can probably get rid of Kroxa here. I like having 2 bolts. That could be useful later. We have a pair of Summoners packs here. This is interesting. So they need an evolution. So I need to avoid the evolution. Manamorpho's gone. Less draws. Less draws. They could get an Allosaurus down. Definitely an idea, but they'd have to do Summoner's Packs kind of over the course of a couple turns. We're actually a lot better off than we thought. Uh-oh. We're packed him. Don't tell me you drew an evolution. There's Allosaurus Rider. Plays this down, exiling Chancellor Pact. You top decked it. You top decked it, you crazy loon. Well, they can do this 2 more times. I think they've got us now. They top decked the evolution, ladies and gentlemen. This was gone too. All right, we're gonna have to beat them in game number 3. Although they've already used Manamorphose, Simian Spirit. I guess we can see what their win condition is here. Summoning, exiling some Simian Spirit Guides. What else you got? You got 3 cards here. Lab Maniac is the choice here. We wouldn't have been able to do it anyway with 2 bolts here, but it is good to know that it is a Lab Maniac kill. At least what they showed us. All right. Sideboard we go. I did see ley lines, and that is somewhat expected. I don't have much else to bring in. So we're just going to jam it. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully no leyline here. A hand with more Skelemental type of things, Fulminators, Kroxas, or Butchers is probably a little more useful. Let's not necessarily consider keeping a hand with 2 Thoughtseizes and an Inquisition, although that could very well prevent them from beating us up. Leyline means we actually get a little bit more time if we do see it, because it's usually an extra 1-2 cards that aren't in the opponent's hand that we don't have to deal with. What are they going to do? Do they want to keep Leyline in? Maybe. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Alright, we are of course going to play first here. We have an Inquisition. I'm going to keep this hand. It looks relatively good. If they have the Leyline, we'll have enough time probably to get a Skelemental down. We could also, if they do have that, Leyline, we're going to play the other route. What we're going to do is we're going to Inquisition ourselves here, because this is really our only play. We'll Inquisition ourselves, throw Skelemental into the bin, and then we'll have Thunderkin ready and waiting. Don't combo me turn 1, opponent. I would like to double discard you. Do not combo me here. They'll need a lot because I did not see a Chancellor. Serum Vision is a good start. They're about to get blasted, chat. YouTube, leave a comment if this is your favorite thing to do to your opponent. Inquisition yourself to get around the Leyline, to put the Thunderkin in, to bash your opponent in the face. Hitting for 7 here, and we will be lining them up with a lot this coming turn. Discard 2, go to 4 cards. They will need 2 green, an Allosaurus, a Simian Spirit Guide, and a Neoform. And if they have the Simian Spirit Guide, they would need a Manamorphose as well to correct the mana. So they need a lot going for them. Gristlebrand Neoform hits the bin. They currently have 4 cards. They will draw. So if 2 go to Allosaurus, that's 3 package. So then they have 2 more cards. They have 1 more card. They have Allosaurus Rider. Do they have it? Oh my gosh, they had it. We even played around the Leyline. They have it. They've got it all. They're doing everything. Bolt? I can hit them for 12 with the 2 Skelementals here. They block for 8 though. I'm going to hit them with a Kroxa here. This will put them down to 9, so they get 1 draw here. They get 2 after they attack. But if they attack, then I have the Skelemental coming in from my hand. Oh, we needed 1 more turn. They had literally the perfect hand. And I say the perfect hand, they had to draw perfectly there too, right? I think they did. Gristlebrand. Top 8 cards. Maybe a little bit more. What do you got? Land. Okay. It's got to be the top 7 cards here. I assume they're going to attack. Yep. top 7, top 14 cards here. If not, I get to hit back for 12 damage. 13. And discard 4. Oh, they hit the Nourishing Shoal. Here they go. Oh, we played through Leyline so well. I'm so disappointed this is what's happening. Basically, turn 2 Wrench Mine didn't do enough. Turn 2 Wrench Mine and blast you for some damage. Oh, okay. Bonus Allosaurus. Gristlebrand. Alright, I assume this is good. Nourishing Shoal. If you can't tell, I'm very disappointed. Nourishing Shoal gained 7 that time. They got rid of a Chancellor. They have 6 cards remaining. They have not used a... no, they have used a Manamorphose. We gain life here. Okay, we have 31 cards in hand. We're able to draw, but we don't have win condition out yet. Because they're above 14, they can play Lab Maniac and double down on this. They use Serum Visions, so this means they can scry the 2 cards that they don't want to the bottom, which means that they have 3 cards to get through, and they have at minimum 3 Manamorphoses, or yeah, 3 Manamorphoses. It's deterministic. We thought we had it. There's the Lab Man himself. Combo killed. We had a plan. We executed the best we could. There's not much else we could have done there. Being able to make them discard and then getting to discard again was about as good as it was going to be. Got turn 3 killed. Couldn't beat the Leyline. Ugh, we had more Skelementals coming too. Match 2 down the drain, unfortunately. Though we got to do something really cool. Match 3 up next. Whew. I'm still recovering from that last match. We just must go forward. Match 3, opponent found. No time to think about it. Let's play some Magic. Kroxa, Skelemental, Kitty, Fling in Modern. What do we got here? We have a 1-lander. I hate these 1-landers. Probably need to get rid of this one. Pretty good curve if I hit the second land. We're on the draw. Man, do I convince myself that on the draw it's safe? Yes, it's time to embrace all these bad hands we've had today. And bad hands on the other video. That'll be up probably before this one. Maybe. Dark Pyro. Steam Vents, Street Wraith for our opponent. It looks like we're going to be giving a high 5 to another Grixis Death Shadow style list. And boy, did we get lucky here. Bloodstained Mire off the top. Let's get rolling. Dreadhorde Butcher against a deck that wants to deal damage to itself. We'll see how it goes. I say this, Arid Mesa's Steam Vents are definitely 2 very interesting lands from this deck. Very interesting lands. Fetching at end step there. We hit another land. We're running hot here. We're going to slap the Butcher in. See if my opponent wants to deal any with this. 1 point in. Does not interact. Goes up to 2. If they go to remove this at any point, it'll do 2 to something. Maybe not them. Maybe it'll be 2 to me. Arid Mesa for my opponent. I guess it's Skelemental next. Waker of the Waves. Hold on. Creatures your opponent control get -1/-0. Discard. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. This is not Grixis Death Shadow. What is this? Exalted Cascade? Oh my gosh. I know what it is. It's Living End. There goes the Butcher. Well, this is rough. This is rough. Ooh. Alright, so we have cascading cards. Is this just a seasoned Pyromancer to get some blockers here? Probably. We're going to do Seasoned Pyromancer. We're going to get rid of a Luris and a Lightning Skelemental. The reason we're going to do these two is because I have the Unearth. The Unearth can get one of these Skelementals, and if I top deck another land here, we'll be in good shape. We miss, however, I have 2 Lightning Bolts now, so that's good. We're looking to put up chump blockers, and that is what we need to do. Also putting Luris here, if they decide to do Cascade again, then I at least get the Luris back and start popping things out of my graveyard. This is pretty good damage here that could happen. I don't see a reason not to just like do a block and maybe choose a creature to block. This one. Cancel. This. Why can't I block? Oh, Swamp Walk. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's a thing. I forgot. Oh my gosh, it's been a while. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright, well, we have lethal. I say we have lethal, but this makes things smaller. You know what? I'm going to Inquisition them to see what's going on. I'm not killing them this turn because this is actually a 5/1 because of this creature. So I don't have lethal here. And this is only an 0/1, 0/2. We have a Hardcast Force. So I can do Thunderkin Awakener here to attack with the Skelemental and make them discard a little bit more. And we'll leave just 2 on the defense here. And this will hit for 5. And then I can attempt to unearth this. 5, make them discard 2. Ooh, we're close. We're close. Could have got in with the Seasoned Pyromancer, but I think I want an extra defense in case something very strange happens here. Not to mention, I can actually avoid fairly easily a force type of effect, force of negation, negate, or something like that, because I can just do the Skelemental. My opponent fetches for me. They're really kind. Lightning Bolt doing Lightning Bolt things, possibly. I can definitely block Waker of Waves. Well, this one's been an interesting one. I like this. I like the brew versus the brew. I love this Cascade card. It's not played as much because it's a enchantment. Has to happen at sorcery speed. But it is nice. Are we just going to leave the 7/7 block back for blocking? Oh, we hit. I have swamps. It's not happening. Dread deals 2 damage to the creature. Well, I can attempt to unearth that. Doesn't really get through this, though. But I think that's worth a shot here. And see if they have one last spell here. They're not going to cast it, right? They won't cast a spell, right? Until they have to. See what happens when I get in with everyone. Doing 1 damage. Well, I gotta hope that the last card is like a creature, not a counter spell. And I think it is Bolt. Did we get there? Oof. All right, a bit lucky, a little bit lucky. Okay, so we actually have a graveyard-centric deck here, which is going to be a bit awkward. Oh. Well, what I would have probably brought in is an Ashiok here, maybe an Eidolon and Kalitas probably, perhaps a Fulminator Mage, maybe Terminates instead of Fatal Pushes, because quite honestly, we're probably not super favored. They get a bunch of things in and then bam, just throw them all back. But we take it down. Match 3 done. We'll see you in match 4. Match 3 has been completed, although abruptly and quickly it ended, unfortunately, which makes it a little awkward since we'll be uploading some of this stuff to YouTube. But I think they had a good shot. I think if I was them, I would have given it a shot, but maybe they had to go somewhere. So, match 3 behind us. We're doing pretty good with this list right now. A little more aggressive, not getting to use too much of the aggression yet. Hopefully we'll find a control opponent. Only loss so far is to a strictly non-interactive combo deck, and we almost got there with them. Match 4 coming up. Match 4, we found an opponent. Let's join the match and see what's going on here. Let's play first, always a good place to be. Ooh, all right, we're gonna keep this. I know I don't have anything for claim to hit right now. We have a removal spell, however it has Fling, and I wanted to find Fling at some point here, and we have finally found it. The dog agrees if you heard the dog. Let's go. Match 4. All right, a Swift Spear here. Instead of really taking too much damage here, I'm just going to fetch non-basic tapped. We're going to play Bolt a little passively here. I feel okay doing this. I don't think it's going to hurt us too much to take 1 extra point here. And it really didn't. So we'll Bolt here right now, and we'll pass the turn. So, burn. Blitz. Protective Mutagenic Growth. Saves Swift Spear. Oh boy, I'm going to need some blockers. We're going to get Seasoned Pyromancer down and see if that's going to defend for us. Bolt to my face. That's more burn-like. Followed by a Light Up the Stage. Oh boy, oh boy. Swift Spear and Spire Bluff Canal. Hits for 3. All right. So it honestly looks like I'm going to be playing Seasoned Pyromancer. At this point, I'm going to play Seasoned Pyromancer and get rid of Kroxa and the Claim to Fame here. We're going to do that so I have the most blockers possible. I have a Thoughtseize I don't want to use, but I have a Skelemental I do. If I draw a land, I might pause on trying to do the Skelemental until I can fling it. In which case I might... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could be playing Kroxa next turn as a blocker and a body. We'll see what this turn turns into. Extra Swift Spear here. Obviously, I'm going to go a blocking. They don't attack me. On that note, I will play Kroxa. I take a point here to do this. Please give me Kroxa. There we go. And I don't need the rest of this. Don't need my graveyard. Kroxa comes down. We have a nice Inquisition Lightning Skelemental. We can throw things at our opponent. Ooh, it's going to be good. Maybe that bolt saved us. It was a mutagenic passively. I wouldn't have thought so, but maybe we're okay. Opponent gets to decide what card they want to get rid of here. I can't imagine they're double bolting a Kroxa. That's a lot of damage they should throw upstairs. Stormwing hits the bin. No attack. We're on the defense. I just kind of want to do this. I want to land here. I want to Skelemental. I want to attack with Kroxa and Skelemental. Whoa, whoa. We go in beefy here. Mutagenic. Oh, don't you have like a fling either, my friend. Okay. Bedlam Reveler. We're making this big. Making the beefy. Okay. Are we going to attack at all? Probably not. If I Inquisition them, I can't do the fling aspect here. But we could get rid of pretty much their entire hand with the Inquisition, Thoughtseize, and bashing in with Skelemental. I think it's smart to lead, although I love to do fling here. I think it's okay to lead with the Inquisition and see what else is going on in the hand. We have a Lava Dart and we have a Soul Scar Mage. Okay. Well, I take the Soul Scar Mage here, I think, because that leaves the Lava Dart in hand briefly. This is 3. Lava Dart kind of chews up our elementals. What are we doing here? So if we didn't know, if we knew that they had all non-lands there, we could have attacked with both of these and then flung as well and done probably enough. 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 6. What if I attack with just Kroxa here? Make them discard here. Maybe they don't block for some weird reason. Right? Right? Just let it through. Oh yeah, that's right. Lava Dart doesn't do any damage here. They block with the Bedlam Reveler. They block here as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just let this resolve. Gonna leave the Bedlam Reveler alone. Opponent Lava Darts here. I should have reordered these. This was silly. Not reordering these was silly. Do I need to do anything here? I don't think I do. They just have a Stormwing. I think we're fine. I don't even know if I need a Thoughtseize here. If I Thoughtseize, I think we're pretty safe. Let's Thoughtseize the card away. And now we're at 8, but I have 2 blockers here. I have Skelemental. Manamorphose is rough here. Well, this is gonna get sketchy here. Need them to not find like a crash through here. 3 mana. They opt. Scry to the bottom, please. Please. If they attack here, I just block with Elemental, and I think we win. Right? I just block with Elemental. I attack for 2, 6, plus Fling. Right? Did we get there with Fling? Did we do it? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh, here we go. Fling. Choose any target. Boom. Sacrifice. Boom. Off you go. Goodbye. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Eidolon's here. Fatal Push, Collective Brutality terminates. This matchup's a bit odd here. We can bring in Kalitas as well. So the odd thing about this matchup is I have Skelementals. Although they are very good, they're really, really bad against Lava Dart. So this is actually one of those few that I'll probably consider stripping all of these out. The other thing that ends up happening with Skelementals is they just get bolted, not much else happens, and then they attack me for a whole bunch. So we're going to take those out. I'm probably taking my Claim to Fames out. I'm probably going to take a couple Thoughtseize out. Dreadhorde Arcanist could be interesting. I think Fling is okay. It might be too cute at this point. Thunderkin Awakener can come out with the Skelementals. I like my Luris. I like my Kalitas here. Having some life gains important. Wouldn't mind Butcher in here. And like take maybe 2 Arcanists out. Arcanist is like nice, but I've taken out the Claim to Fame as well. We're looking to basically just race my opponent and remove anything they play. So we're going to try to be the most aggro version I think this deck can perform at. And we'll just see what the results are. We'll keep this. We're going to keep this because we have the Fatal Push. And I'm going to just unearth Kroxa a whole bunch until the game is done. Opponent did not mull, we did not mull. Turn 1, Soulscar Mage. Alright, last time I tried to bolt this, and it didn't work very well. I'm going to go ahead and Fatal Push it this time. Fatal Push is probably the stronger removal spell. I could bolt again with the idea that I could bolt in the future, but the prowess gets harder and harder to deal with. Nice, top deck. Okay, I'm going to take a basic here. I'm going to take a basic mountain because we have 2 bolts. We'll Kroxa here and just pass turn. I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to be in trouble here this turn. Triggers go off. Triggers. Sacrifice. And the mutagenic growth hits the bin. So they kept the Soulscar mutagenic, so we did dodge that with the lightning bolt. Feels really good. Lava Darts me so that they can light the stage. Oh, it's a Stormwing. Alright, so we can actually get rid of Stormwing here, which is super nice. I'd love a land here. Bolt, if they try to save, bolt again. If not, we could Kroxa from the yard. We're going to try just the bolt strategy, though. This is what I need. They're going to probably try to Lava Dart, and I'll bolt again. Killing the creature here is vastly more important than 2 for 1-ing myself, or 2 for 1.5-ing myself. Whatever the math is there. We've got a bolt upstairs into a light up the stage with 2 lands. My opponent has 1 card in hand, so we can take care of that with an Unearth. Shoot, I want this Eidolon. I want the Eidolon more. I want the Eidolon more. This is probably a bad idea. Alright, this land comes into play. Tap. They have 2 cards here. I will consider unearthing my Kroxa. I could just play the Kroxa out of hand too. So either way is good. Opt takes 2. This is part of the reason I played Eidolon over the Kroxa, just to get the 1 card, because if they cantrip a few times, this is going to be a lot of damage. Woo! Forget Kroxa. Let's hammer time. Or mace time, whatever you want to call it. In we go here. Everything's falling into place here. Going for 3 to my opponent. Ooh, we have a spell. Burst Lightning, getting rid of Eidolon. Takes 2. Takes 1 here. Goes up to 2. Next time they interact with this, they'll take 2. Steam Vents into play. No follow-up. I can now unearth my Eidolon, which is what I'm going to do. And we're going to hit for 2. Now we're just going to unearth Eidolon until my opponent gives up. This is looking good. And we're on 2 lands. My opponent's flooded out just a bit, but even so, having a recursive Eidolon might be enough to win this one. And it's just enough. Got the W, taking it down on the aggressive side. Kroxa, Skelemental, Kitty, Fling in Modern. And we got to Fling. See you in the next match. Match 5. Instantly found our opponent. No introduction. Kroxa, Skelemental, Kitty, Fling in Modern. Here we go. Final one. We're currently 3-1, looking for the 4-1. If we can get a 4-1, maybe we're admittedly becoming a red-black mage. Does that mean that our pure red is being corrupted? We'll find out. Lurrus deck versus Lurrus deck. They just don't know I'm a Lurrus deck just yet. Could be Burn. Could be Boggles. Oh boy. Oh boy. And Boggles. This one's going to be an interesting one. Fatal Push, not very good. This could be very tough. We're going to go ahead and Thoughtseize, see if I can take something that's real nasty here. All right, we have a Rancor. We have a Hyena Umbra. We have a Griff's Boon. And we have an Ethereal Armor. I don't know if we can beat this. This is a lot. I hate that the creature can get flying here. It's going to be a problem for us. I think I have to just take the Ethereal Armor because this gets out of hand really fast. If I give them like Griff's Boon Ethereal, it's pretty big. The Rancor's unfortunately the least of my worries here. I think Ethereal on this just decimates us. We're very targeted removal here. We don't have board wipes. We might have just run into a brick wall here. An absolute brick wall. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to get. I'm just going to have to be faster. That's just not a thing here. All right, we'll try it though. Hyena Umbra into Griff's Boon. Probably Rancor, right? Rancor's of 4 damage. Well, maybe I can get Lurrus down and block. So we have Griff's Boon and an unknown card here. Do I Kroxa here? Gosh. I'm gonna butcher here. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to turn 1 discard a Boggle effect. Boggle affecting creature, the hexproof. Daybreak Coronet. I think this game's done. 7. All this. They have the Griff's Boon in hand. Can't even block. We're gonna go ahead and concede. I don't have a draw. I don't have an out. This one's gonna be fast. Boggles is our nemesis. Look at that. Look at that. Our top deck. Oh, take the damage. Eidolon, Butcher. I need to leave some Fatal Pushes in. At the same time, I can just rely on my Lightning Bolts. Oh man, there's just nothing in this list that I need here. I need a hit an Inquisition or Thoughtseize and remove the creature, and I might have a shot here. I might have a shot. What a wall to run into. All right, we'll give it our shot. Let's play first. Thoughtseize Inquisition. We need one of those. I'm going to keep because we have 3, 6, maybe 9, 12 damage kind of here. Give or take. It's a lot of damage because of the Dreadhorde Arcanist, but we do not hit our Thoughtseize. Razorverge Thicket. Scout. Bolting upstairs. If they don't have lifelink, we might have a shot here. Red. Black. The Arcanist is down so that we can recur a Lightning Bolt here. I need them to not have lifelink. Oh, they skip right to their combat phase. Whoops. Hey, we dodged a block. Or dodged an attack. 2 mana. Core Firewalker. What am I going to do, chat? What am I going to do? Now they have a permanent blocker for all my stuff. Do I have just a black creature? I do. It's called Luris. That's it. That's all I've got. I've got to find Luris. I can attack here with the Arcanist, and I will go ahead and do so. So I can get 2 more damage in. Talk about getting wrecked. Go ahead, opponent. If they double block here, I get rid of the Scout. I don't expect them to do that though. So I could reanimate a Kroxa and use a Fling effect. 2 cards in. Core Firewalker gains 2. I do 4 to them. I'm doing 2 here. Nope. Nope. It's the breaks, chap. In for 6. First strike. Lifelink. Vigilant. It's over. It's over. We'll play it to the end, but we're dying. We're taking down. I'm gonna shock in. We're gonna make it fast. Look away. Look away, chat. Are you looking? You looking away? We don't want you to see this. We're gonna go out in as much style as absolutely positively we can. I forgot to lay down the bolt. We're attacking for 1. Just block here. Just block here. In at 1 upstairs. We're going out in style next turn. Extra Arcanist. It's been my pleasure, though, as always. We'll have a conclusion after this matchup. Stick around, hang tight, and we'll talk about what we thought about the list coming up soon. Match 5 done. 3-2 overall. Hitting the brick wall at the end, getting comboed out, but otherwise having a good time. Red-black, Kroxa, Skelemental Kitty. The Fling version in Modern. We'll see you in the conclusion. Here we are, the list. Question. Was the historic flair of adding Fling and Dreadhorde Butcher good or not? You could debate it a little bit. However, I will say this. If you've seen all the matches, in match 4, we did get to do the Fling, and it's probably close to the reason we had a chance at winning that one. Overall, I like the list. We've trimmed the Luris out. We've got the Baubles out. Added Fling, added Claim to Fame. To me, I would strip the Claim to Fame out, although it did benefit us, I believe, once. It was kind of nice. The Dreadhorde Butcher might be more of a sideboard card. One interaction that we really like, though, is being able to do an Unearth plus Eidolon package. So that actually, instead of playing Butcher, it might be more appropriate to play Eidolon. We thought we'd try it, though. If you're against a control player, Maybe a Jun player, the Butcher could be really nice because it will grow, and then as soon as your opponent interacts or kills it in some way, it'll be extra damage. Not to mention if you're able to do Butcher plus Fling, and even if this is like, let's just go with 4, not something crazy. But if it's 4 and you do a Fling effect, that's 8 damage to your opponent. 8 damage for 2 mana after you've attacked for a few turns. And if you've attacked for a few turns, you're probably winning the game. To me, maybe add an extra Fling, maybe change these to Eidolons for your Unearth, maybe leave them as Butcher. Either way though, one thing's for sure, Thunderkin Awakener, Lightning Skelemental certainly did work. And if you would like to go all in on that, which I don't recommend, but you could play things like Stitchers, Unearths, Claims, more Thunderkins, and more Lightning Skelementals along with Kroxas, ditch Lurrus completely, give it a shot. You could also run a 1 of Lurrus to use your Unearth. You can use the Dreadhorde Arcanist. If you're using Claim to Fame in that list, you can spin up a Dreadhorde Arcanist, fame it, swing, Unearth, play Kroxa, make them discard, Season Pyromancer, Digmore, or something else. Arcfiend's Vessel from Historic. You make the call though. This is the list. It was a blast. And that's a way we tackle the meta. This has been Fluffy Wolf. I've been rambling enough. Thank you all for watching. Take care. Have a good evening. And we'll see you in the next matches.